What's good, everybody? It's Jonah. Come back at another video. So this video is going to be all about creation, and with this video, I want to remind you guys to never stop creating. And the reason why you don't ever want to stop creating is because creation, or just the process of creating, that is effectively you utilizing your God-given powers and your God-given gift to create whatever exists in your mind and bring it to the surface. Now, let me explain to you why creation is pretty much divine power. And the reason for this is because, if we use an example, right? You come from your parents. The reason why you share your parents' appearances, your parents' behavior, your parents' personality, probably their height, probably, all these components about them is because they created you. They birthed you, right? You have their DNA within you. Now, the reason why we have creative powers is because we come from the Creator, right? The Almighty Creator that created the universes and the animals and the planet and everything, right? Obviously, the Creator has the ability to create, and because we were created by them, some of their power exists within us. That is why we have access to an imagination that can create pretty much anything, virtually anything. Right? We can create it in our mind. And if we can create it in our mind, that means we can hold it in our hands. That means we can bring it forth. And what you need to remember as well about creation is that creation happens from the inside out. Is what we're thinking, what we're imagining, what we're feeling in our hearts, everything. We're able to bring that out to the surface, to the physical world. And that is effectively our contribution. That is effectively us utilizing, our mindset, our perspective, our personality, and bringing that forth. So when we create things, it effectively represents us and it reflects us. And creation is a big part of our happiness, because once again, creation happens from the inside out. So it doesn't matter if all of your material possessions are taken away. It doesn't matter if everything material was stripped away from your life. It doesn't matter, because the one thing that can never be taken away from you is your ability to create. This is why you can hear stories of people who have amassed a fortune and then they lost it all and then was able to build back up to the position that they were in, because they still had access to the divine power, which is the ability to create. And this is what's ultimately going to deliver you happiness in life, right? The reason why a lot of people may struggle with finding happiness is because they might feel as though they don't have the ability or permission. Let me not use ability, but like the permission, if you will, to create. That they feel as though with many areas of their life that they're just being told what to do, rather than them feeling as though they have the freedom and the free will to decide on what they want to do and the direction that they want to go and all these things, right? Creation is is one of the components that significantly leads to happiness, because that's us choosing to express ourselves. When we create, we're effectively expressing ourselves. And once again, having access to an imagination, we can create anything, right? We can make whatever we want in this world and in this lifetime. So that is what delivers us happiness. There is a reason why when folks, become elderly, and let's just say they reach the age of retirement and arrive at the age of 65 and now they retire, right? There's a reason why some senior citizens struggle with retirement, because they've been so accustomed to being active and doing things their entire life, and then going into retirement, sure, they might be able to rest and relax for the time being, but then if it's for an extended period, then it becomes detrimental, because their mind is basically idle. That previously, their mind was being utilized and they were probably intellectually stimulated with the tasks and things that they had to do. But when people transition to retirement, they typically will have idle hands, and then they don't know what to do. They don't know, right? And they don't have anything to keep themselves busy. And so for some people, it ends up becoming more of a detriment to be retired than to be working, right? It's the same idea why you can look at some of the wealthiest people on the planet. And I know, I'm positive that there are certain people that are like, some of the billionaires that they're after money, that they want to be the richest person, that they want to, hoard as much money as possible, right? I'm sure there are some people there. However, a lot of the billionaires that are up there, they don't retire. And most people question it. It's like, do you not have enough money? Like, why are you still working? Blah, blah, blah. And it's because they just want to continue creating. That's the reasoning. That's it, right? Because they they were able to create the empire and what is that they own right now. But I'm sure they still feel as though they can still contribute so much more, that they feel as though that they can still provide even more value to this world, that they can create the next big invention, that they can still move the world forward, right? And so that's why they continue working. That's why a lot of the billionaires have not retired and don't plan to, because they still feel as though they can do so much in this world to help push the world forward, right? And a lot of people just really don't understand that, right? Because it's not all about money, right? I've had, some of my close friends would tell me that if they somehow got rich and were wealthy, that they would just, retire and just live in their home and just, stay at home all the time. And I'm sure that'll be enjoyable for the time being. I'm sure going on vacations and relaxing is great. But typically at a certain point, you'll probably get tired of it. You'll probably get bored of it, because you're not feeling as though that you are utilizing your gifts properly. That when it comes to feeling fulfilled, there are 3 C's when it comes to feeling fulfilled. The first C is creation, right? You want to be creating. This is you bringing out your personality and making the things that exist in your mind and your imagination, bringing that to the surface. That's you leaving your mark in the world. That's you making a difference, right? So creating is the first C. The second C is contributing. You want to be contributing to the world. Whatever it is that you create, you want to feel as though it's making a difference, right? You don't want to feel as though you're working to do something or to make something and then it's going to waste, right? Like if you were running a restaurant and you make a sandwich, right? You want the sandwich to be an amazing sandwich that when it goes to the client or the customer that purchased the sandwich, you want them to really enjoy it and fall in love with the sandwich and fall in love with the establishment and everything, right? That is the second C, right? You want whatever it is that you do to actually contribute to society and push the world forward. Now, the third C is connecting, right? You want to be connecting with other people on the planet, right? There's 8 billion people on this planet. And even if there's language barriers, even if we've had, we were raised in different environments and different backgrounds and upbringings, right? We still share the same experience, which is the experience of being human. And so you want to be able to connect with other people, connect with other walks of life, right? Those 3 C's are the 3 C's that lead to a fulfilling life. And of course, creating is at the very top, right? Many people struggle with happiness because they feel as though they just don't have anything to do or anything to create. And creation can be directly with your hands, or creation can be something that's like intellectual. Like in this case, right? I'm recording a video. Now, of course, I had to do things with my hands, right? Like set up the camera and then edit the video and things like that. But the bulk of the video itself, this is something that's intellectually stimulating, right? I'm delivering a message to you guys. That message isn't tangible. You can't hold it in your hand, but it's a message that's delivering value because I want to help make this all make sense, and I want to help you guys like grow and improve, right? So there's a lot of people that feel as though that struggle with being happy because they don't feel as though they were in a position to create. And for an extended period of time, I felt that same way too, because it would feel that, throughout the week I would go to school or I would work, and that would be great and all. And then on the weekends, of course, like that would be my free time. So then I would have fun, I would hang out and do all these things, but it wouldn't necessarily feel fulfilling. It wouldn't necessarily feel as though that like I'm taking strides in the direction where I want to go. And now as I'm doing these videos, I feel as though these videos give me an outlet where it's like whenever I have that moment of just that epiphany or that idea that comes to mind. It's like I can write it down, and then I can press the record button on the camera and then share my thoughts with you guys and have it be something that's both meaningful to me and meaningful to you. I want you to also create so that you can feel as though you have that outlet as well, so that you can do something that makes you happy, so that regardless of the tasks that you got to do or the things that you have to get done, the responsibilities you got to take care of, whether that's school, work, etc., right? You still have that creative space and that creative outlet that you can do what makes you happy, that you can do something where you can feel as though you're pouring out your true self and your personality onto the canvas, because everything that we do has an effect on the world, right? There's something known as the butterfly effect, where like the butterfly flapping its wings in the Amazon forest affects something 4,000 miles across the world. And that's true, right? Because everything is going to be a chain reaction. So no matter how small it is or whatever it is that you do have an effect on the world. And you can have a much greater effect if you're actually creating, because then if you're making things, you're creating things out of your free will, then this is coming from within you. It's coming from the inside of you. So this is why creating things directly leads to happiness, because you're able to leave your fingerprint onto the world and make a difference in the lives of other people and the world. So the reason why you should never stop creating is because it is one of the most important things. It is us utilizing the God-given gifts that we were given, right? If people feel as though they're not creating, then it's almost like they themselves are collecting dust. And at a certain point, if something collects dust for long enough, right, of course, it's going to go bad. It's going to be rusty. It's not going to be functioning as well or at all, right? And you want to get into the habit of, when you have an idea, when you have that urge to just go out and do and go and make that thing happen, because then it'll become habit. Then you won't question it. So if you're used to just creating the things that you're passionate about, then if you have a big goal, big dream, aspiration that you have in your mind, right, you have a vision for your life, you are going to know that it's going to happen. You are going to know that you are going to be able to create it and reach it, because you know through experience that the things you have in your mind, the ideas, the things that you create, you end up bringing it to the surface. So you can do that with your life and with the vision of your life, right? Have the vision and the dream propel you forward, and the things that you desire to do, go do that and go make it happen, because that is what's going to make your life fulfilling, right? People are happier and live more fulfilling lives when they can decide the direction that they want to go and head in that direction, rather than living their life, by other people, by the direction and the instruction of others, right? You've never liked being told what to do, and yet most people settle with their lives, and it be based on the ideas and the beliefs of other people, what other people told them about their worth, or how other people view them. That's how they live their life, rather than they themselves choosing their worth, which you have infinite potential, and so your power is limitless, and your worth is limitless, right? It's infinite, right? You are worthy and deserving of it all. So you need to be the one to choose, right? You can, like, this power to create is with all areas of our life. We can choose our worthiness, we can choose our deservingness, we can choose everything about our life. And you want to focus on creating and choosing the things that you want your life to be in all areas of it, rather than accepting how society should dictate our life to go, right? You be the one to decide how you want it to go. But as I'm referring to creating in this case, right, I'm mostly referring to doing the things that make you happy, right? Don't end up being like the elderly folks that, and of course there's no shots at elderly folks, right? But don't end up being like the elderly folks that they just have idle hands, and then they just feel as though they're just waiting because they can't work, that they're just waiting for their time to come, right? Like, there's so much life to be had, there's so much life to live, there's so much to do, there's so much to accomplish, there's so many journeys to go on, and there's so much that you can do and create and bring to surface, right? It's not possible for the world to be oversaturated, right? Like that's people's favorite words to say, oh, it's oversaturated, it's this and that. It's like each and every person is their own unique person. Each and every person is different. So there's so much that you have that you can offer to the world that has not been seen yet or has not been experienced. And this, you can actually make a difference and leave your fingerprint in the world, right? Most people think it's not possible. Most people think that they're not capable, but that is all incorrect. It's all false. You have the power to make a difference. And when you create things, when you're able to take what you've envisioned in your mind and how you feel and everything within you and bring that out to surface, that is how you're able to contribute to the world, because the world is all about greater expansion. It's all about everyone experiencing new things and contributing effectively to the melting pot, right? To make the world what it is, right? And that is what shaped the world, everyone having their own unique opinions and perspectives and creations that they brought to the surface. So if you get into the habit of creating, then you are going to have confidence, you are going to have belief in yourself, and you are going to push forward. You are going to make whatever exists in your mind, you are going to bring it out to the surface, and you are going to make a difference in, of course, your life and a difference in the lives of other people. You're going to be happier. You're going to be operating with the right attitude, and that is what's going to make your life fulfilling. That is what's going to get you excited to jump out of bed, because you now have the opportunity to make a difference and create what you want out of your free will, rather than just being told what to do, right? So remember, never stop creating, because creation is a major component towards a happy and fulfilling lifestyle. It's you being able to make a difference in the world, because you do have that power. You were born with that power, and the power of creation was given to you as your God-given gift. So the more you create, the more you are utilizing that divine power that exists within you, that has always existed within you this entire time. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.